Look, this is totally how life feels right now. This guy, okay, this comedian um, had another guy. I'll just let you. I'll let you say.
This is back in 2020. Somebody messaged me who I'd actually never met before. Somebody who follows me and is familiar with the stuff that I do. They said they bought the website Parler.social for $8, and they made a parody website making fun of the social media app Parler. Do you guys remember Parler? Well, here's the actual Parler logo. Here's his logo that he made for the site. Here's the site, and he has a form on the bottom of the site, and he wanted to see if I wanted to respond to people who filled out the form thinking that they're writing to the actual Parler. And I said, sure, why not, right? And then I actually never heard from him again until over a year and a half later. He messaged me again and said, hey, I don't know if you remember me, but we just got a message on Parler Social from an actual former congressperson named Ted Yoho. And his name sounded familiar, so I had to look him up. He's the guy who called Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, also known as AOC, a fucking bitch. Does anyone remember that? It was him, and it was like a big deal in the news when it happened. He was supposed to apologize to Congress.
So they've got him on fake Zoom meetings. The comedians are playing the other people. And this is all like right before I have a Zoom meeting, which, I mean, could be the exact same thing because I would still respond to it. It's hilarious. I mean, let's see what they do to his ass. Watch this.
Here's Walter Masterson up in the top left corner. That's me, him, and Ted recording a full episode of his podcast over Zoom. And we had some side discussion as well.
The ignorance out there is just amazing.
Yeah, there are a lot of just ignorant people. Just, I mean, completely, and it's like stuff is happening right in front of them, and they're just like totally ignorant. It's just like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's just
they fall for anything. Yeah. So we're running his website. We got a whole episode of his podcast. To be honest, I didn't know how long I could even keep doing this. I tried to get out of it once. I tried to teach him how to do it all himself, and he could barely figure out how to log into his computer. And so I decided to keep going. Another reason why I decided to keep going, because he would always bring up the AOC thing a lot. But remember, he told Congress that he never actually called her that. And then he went on the news, and this is what he said.
Did you refer to her as a F word, B word?
No, I walked down the steps. I said, this is just such frickin' BS.
But here's what he told me.
A reporter heard me say something. He said, what was that about? I said, no comment. And you guys are in the media business, and you know, when somebody says no comment, it's kind of off the record. You know, you don't go after that.
Right.
And he said, did you call her an F&B? And I said, no comment. But the truth is, as I walked away by myself, I said, what an F&B.
So he confided in me some shit he lied to Congress about. So at this point, I'm like, it's really starting to get deep with this guy. And you know what? He actually invited us to meet him in person at Liberty University in Virginia, where they were having like this CEO summit where other politicians were going to be at because he wanted them to come on as guests on his podcast and for us to interview them. And I was like, when we start messing with all these other powerful people, I really probably should talk to a lawyer. So register Jones, Jones & Jones, LLC. And then I had to do a little research on this stuff. You guys know Borat, Sacha Baron Cohen, right? He had a show on Showtime called Who is America? And then in this particular episode, he pranked this judge from Alabama who's like a pedophile named Roy Moore. Sacha Baron Cohen said he was a member of the Israeli military that had a wand that could detect like pedophile excrements. And he was like, here, let's see if it works. And he swiped it himself and nothing happened. And then he swiped Roy Moore and it started beeping. And then Roy Moore like walked off the set. And after they aired this, he sued Sacha Baron Cohen for $90 million. So I actually called one of Sacha Baron Cohen's lawyers directly on the phone. I didn't think they'd answer at all. And they're like, wow, it sounds like you got yourself in a bit of a pickle there, didn't you? And they're like, he won that lawsuit, and he wins all of them because he gets these people to sign these airtight contracts before they appear on his show. And so that lawyer actually did me a huge favor and sent me the exact same contract that Sacha Baron Cohen uses. And I got Ted to sign it. So off we went to Liberty University. Here I am meeting him for the first time. So Ted blocked this conference room off for us. We were supposed to interview people throughout the day, but I guess he double booked this conference room with like somebody else. The Lieutenant Governor of Virginia's people came in and said they were supposed to use it. So we had to leave, and so the whole first day we didn't interview anybody. We just ended up following Ted around, and he was like introducing us to other powerful people. Oh, by the way, I went out there. Matt Walter went out there for the Zoom call. And then Mac, the guy who made the website Parler Social, he went too. And I hired a camera guy to come with us. So yeah, we get kicked out of the conference room. We're following Ted around. He introduces us to these powerful. That's like a former congressperson over there on the right. And then in the middle, that's actually the former president of Ghana. And then there's us. That's the look of what the fuck am I doing here right now? So Ted's giving this speech in this conference room, and we're kind of just waiting for him, me and Walter. And as we were waiting for him, all of a sudden these people that work at Liberty University approached us and started asking us these questions like they knew we were up to something. I'm like, oh shit, we're about to get kicked out of this place. But Walter, you saw Walter, he does stuff like this a lot. He pranks politicians way more than I do. This is my first time. So here's Walter on the beach with Marjorie Taylor Greene on the left there. And that's Matt Gaetz over there. He paid for sex with minors on Venmo. And there's Walter in the middle.
I'm so excited! I mean, everyone thinks you're crazy. I don't think you're crazy. People think you're a pedophile. I don't think you're a pedophile at all.
So Walter does this shit, right? So he was like, you know what, I bet you any money they recognize me, and that's why all of a sudden they're onto us. So he actually left Liberty University completely so we could keep going. And he was right, because right after he left, security came up to me, and they had Walter's TikTok profile on their phone, and they're like, do you know him very well? And I was like, nah, I just met him today, but I'm really here with Ted Yoho. And they're like, okay, you're good. I was like, all right, cool. And then Ted got done with his speech and said this.
She goes, you got the film crew here? I said, yeah. And they go, she goes, we thought they might be the TikTok disruptors.
Oh.
Because TikTok is Chinese.
So they were trying to tell him what was going on, and he blamed China instead. So shout out to China for getting us out of that one. Thank you, China. Because he never brought it up again the rest of the night. So we all left, and the next day we had one confirmed guest to come on his show, and that was former presidential candidate Michelle Bachmann. So here I am meeting her for the first time. And Ted actually wanted people to sign contracts before they appeared on his show, and I was like, well, I have a contract that she can sign, the Sacha Baron Cohen contract. So she signed, and we're ready to do this thing. By the way, I've been doing this now for 3 full months, pretending to be Eric from Parler Social. So this was like the end of the road for me. We only had one confirmed guest. I don't know if you noticed the horse that I brought there, because I wanted to present some stuff to him to see if he would remember all the crazy shit that we talked about on our very first phone call. And one of them was a horse, because before he worked in Congress, he used to operate on them as a veterinarian.
On the abortion side, I mean, if you get rid of the male population and get it manageable, then you can manage your herd from that point forward.
I think that's
what happened over the years.
a great analogy to go with humans too. Put this on the men, get forced vasectomies, and now they're carrying a little bit more of the responsibility. You know, if they can't get the nut, then there's not going to be the baby. So
that's true. And
so I brought the forceps for the horse and a mug that says vasectomy survivor, I kid you not. And I presented that to them, and they thought it was funny. They didn't really know what the hell was going on. But then the next thing I presented, that's when it got really tense, because that was the target with the kids on it. When I put that up behind them, that's when they realized something wasn't actually quite right. They actually got up and then they left. So now it's just me, the camera guy, and Mac, the guy who made the website, left alone in this conference room. And I'm like, you guys, I think we just need to get the hell out of here as soon as we can. But as we were packing up, Ted comes back into the conference room, demanding that we give him back the contract that Michelle Bachmann signed. And he pushed me in the chest and tried to close our camera guy in the doorway.
Oh, Michelle's paper. You guys are not leaving here until we get her paper. I want to call the police.
Thankfully, nobody was hurt, and Mac, he actually took that contract away in his butthole like it was like a sack of weed. So he never got the contract back, but this whole time, one of the camera guy left like the camera behind, and Ted was like trying to press the red button on it to turn it off, and Mac was like pressing the red button back to turn it back on. They're having like this finger battle with the red button, and I guess Ted cut himself while he was doing this because he was getting physical with us. And when I saw that he was bleeding, I pointed it out to him to calm him down. That's when he pulled his phone out and tried to say that the reason he's bleeding is because we attacked him.
This is all disingenuous. And in the process, they attacked me, and I got hurt. And I hope you have good insurance.
Oh, wait a second, hold on. No comment. So finally, the police come up to the conference room, and he tells them that we attacked him. So then they tell us now we're under investigation for assault. And our camera guy had left, and we didn't know how to use the camera that he left behind. Thankfully, Mac had his iPhone out the whole time and recorded everything. So we showed them the footage of Ted actually assaulting us, and they let us go. So the iPhone bailed us out, thank God. Which, by the way, was made in China. Thank you, China. Once again.
That's incredible.
That was the last time I saw Ted, and I'm not gonna lie, I've been pretending to be his friend for like 3 full months. I felt kind of bad, like we had like a breakup at the end there. So I wanted to at least reach out to him one final time to apologize. And so I did. I said it was unfortunate that our creative differences cut the interview short with Michelle Bachmann. I apologize for your misunderstanding. But I cannot apologize for my passion, or for loving my God, my damn it, and my family. Sincerely, Eric Jones, Parler Social. And that was the last time I heard from him. But during that whole thing, he looked at me right in the eyes and he said this to me.
And if I hear any of this stuff that I did not agree to on social media, you're going to be sued.
So I haven't posted any of this politician story online at all. I was like, well, how about we just do it live in Washington, D.C.?
That's great.